Hello friends, how are you? Welcome to your own channel Meedu Study. I am your friend Ashutosh from IIM Indore, and friends, as we all know, Meedu Study is your own channel in which we discuss different management subjects in a very simple manner. Friends, in Meedu Study we have videos on various modules including marketing, strategy, operations, OB and HRM. Our today's video, my dear friends, is on our strategic module, strategic management SM, and it is the ninth video, industry evolution and strategy groups, in which we will discuss about how industry evolved over the time, different strategic groups and some other topics like your business intelligence, hyper competitions as well. So let us begin, my dear friends. First of all, talking about industry evolution. So two different types of industries. So in earlier years, if we talk about 200-300 years back, so industries used to be fragmented. What do you mean by fragmented? In different fragments or different pocket sections. No firm has large market share and each firm only serves a small piece of total market in competition with other firms. So no particular firm used to dominate the industry in this particular scenario. It is still applicable today in many industries. So this is known as fragmented industries, and each firm serves only a small piece of total market in competition to the others. Second, my dear friends, is the consolidated industry. When we say consolidated industry, domination by a few large firms, each struggles to differentiate products from the competition. So few firms dominate. Example is like paint industry. Asian Paints dominated big time. Many other industries in which a particular chain kind of dominates. For example, in India, if you talk about your online taxi booking, car booking, so Ola clearly dominates, Ola, Uber. So this is domination by few large firms and each tries to differentiate its product from the others. That is known as consolidated industry. Categorizing in international industries. So various international industries are there. They can be categorized into three types. First type, my dear friends, is the multi-domestic industries. When we say multi-domestic, they are specific to each country or a group of countries. For example, a particular company is there which is there only maybe say in India, or if not in only India, maybe in 3-4 more countries, your Southeast Asian maybe belt. That is known as multi-domestic industries. Next are global industries. Operate worldwide with multinational companies making only small adjustments for country specific circumstances. So for example, your food chain like McDonald's, it is a global. It operates in multi countries throughout the world, and it we can say it customizes its product for different geographies. So in European and American countries where it is mainly non-veg, it will have a different menu, but when it comes to Indian and veg kind of countries, it will have a different menu. Within non-veg also, for example, in Arabic it will have more of your halal meat, in others it will have different. In some areas where beef is eaten, menu will contain beef items. In areas where it is not, it will not contain. So what it is doing, it is making adjustment for that particular country specific requirement. Next is, my dear friends, regional industries. Multinational companies primarily coordinate their activity within regions. So within different regions or pockets, they coordinate their activity. That is known as your regional industries. Next, continuum of international industry. So within multi-domestic to global, how it is there. So industries in which companies tailor their product to the specific need of consumers in a particular country. So they are tailoring or they are modifying their products according to the specific needs of that particular country. Typical examples of this kind of country industries are your retail, insurance and banking. Next is global industry, in which companies manufacture and sell the same product with only minor adjustment made for international countries around the world. Your typical examples for this are automobiles, tires, television sets, etc. These are basically known as global. Next topic is, my dear friends, strategic groups. So what are strategic groups? Set of business units or firms that pursue similar strategies with similar resources. So their strategies are same and even the kind of resources they deal in are same. These kind of groups are known as strategic groups. So they will have these two things in common. One, resources are same. It can be in terms of land, labor, manpower, or maybe even technology, and then their strategies are same. Such kind of business units are known as, my dear friends, strategic groups. Now there are 4 strategic types. First strategic type is known as defenders. What are defenders? Focus is mainly on the improving of efficiency. So they keep on working how they can become more and more efficient. Next is known as prospectors. They focus on product innovation and your market opportunities. So different market opportunities are there that they focus upon, and also they keep working on the product innovation part, how they can improve the product. This is prospectors. Third is, my dear friends, analyzer. focus on at least 2 different product market areas. So different product market areas, they focus, they analyze, and they proceed accordingly. Fourth is reactors, lack a consistent strategy, structure, culture, relationship. They are known as reactors. They react, they lack a consistency in strategy, they react as per the situation, as per what competition is doing. Typically many companies today follow it. Next, my dear friends, is a concept of hyper competition. When we say hyper competition, hyper means very intense, very strong competition amongst the players. Now this hyper competition can threaten the stability of market. How it can threaten the stability of market? Through these things. Short product life cycle. If competition is intense, everyone is working on nailing each one other out, so product life cycle will be strong. Product will become outdated in a very few time, and it will need to be replaced. Short product design cycle. Even the design cycle is short. New technologies, new technologies keeps to be added on it. You need to work upon that. Frequent entry by unexpected outsiders. So different outsiders who are sometimes even unexpected, they can enter easily in such kind of hyper competition. Repositioning by incumbents. So incumbents who are there, they can reposition themselves. Tactical redefinitions of market boundaries as diverse industries merge. So here you need to redefine the market boundaries that different markets are, diverse markets are merging together. Next, my dear friends, is the topic of key success factors and how we can make a industry matrix for it. First of all, let us understand what key success factors are. So these are the variables that can significantly affect the overall competitive position of companies within any particular industry. So the competitive position of company that is there, it can significantly affect it. That is known as, my dear friends, key success factors. Depending upon industry to industry, they can be different. For example, some industry, it can be mainly availability of raw material. For some it can be availability of your skilled manpower. For some it can be technology. For some it can be finances. For some it can be mix of all that. All these factors are known as key success factors. Now industry matrix. So once we have decided upon the key success factors, this industry matrix summarizes the key success factors within a particular industry. How we build it? First of all the key success factors are listed. So for example, there are 3 key success factors. You will write them. For example, we take land, labor, manpower. Land, labor, capital. Okay. Then you put weight. For example, land is 20%. Labor is 30%, capital is 50%. Now this weight are decided in column number 1 and 2. In column number 3, now we will rate a company. So on these 3 parameters, how a particular company rates, you write it. Then you calculate its weighted score. Weighted score will be weight into this rating. That will be the weighted score. Next, you write the rating of the other company. Then you calculate its particular weighted score. Now, what we will compare? We will compare weighted score of this and this. So column number 4 and 6. Whichever has better weighted score, that is more suitable. This is how we develop the industry matrix. Next, my dear friends, is the topic of competitive intelligence. So what do we mean by competitive intelligence? It is a formal program of gathering information on companies' competitors, also known as business intelligence. So for example, if you are in telecom industry and if for example if you are Vodafone Idea, for you the competitor can be Jio, competitor can be Airtel. You gather the information, how they are operating, any new strategies they are following. If you are into footwear and you are brand Bata, for you competition can be Relaxo, Paragon, Sparks, all. You gather their information. Now what can be the sources of gathering such kind of competitive intelligence or business intelligence? First are various information brokers who are available in the industry, who can help you gather such kind of actual information that is there. Second, internet, free and very, I would say, reliable source where you can get all sorts of data. Next is industrial espionage, and fourth is investigative service. So you can hire specific agencies who specializes in this particular aspect to get the competitive intelligence. You can know about the competition, you can plan better. Many times it happens that instead of doing your own R&D, you know what competition is doing. If it works for you, it is more or less chances are there that it will work for you as well if it was working for competition. So that is where this business intelligence or competitive intelligence comes into use. So this was all, my dear friends, from today's video, today's topic. In the next, we will discuss about organizational analysis and competitive advantage. Today we discussed how industry evolved, what are the various strategic groups, about hyper competition, how it is a threat to the stability. Then we also discussed about the key success factors and building an industry matrix according to that. In our next video, we will move on to the next topic, which is organizational analysis, how you analyze a particular industry, a particular organization, and competitive advantage means how it is better than the competition. This we will take up in next video. Friends, if you have any suggestion on today's video, please let us know. You can write in the comment section or mail to us on the mail ID meedu.study@gmail.com. If you are liking our content, please like our video, share it and subscribe to Meedu Study. Thank you friends. Take care. Have a very good day.